Then he was like, he was going to the airport as well that time. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Sounds like a perfect movie
Yeah,
scene.
I know. I was like, interesting.
Well, you done me and a bit, I felt it. Try to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks, and now I'm gonna get back. Before the cool down run out, I will be giving it my best, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. Reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours.
So, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. So today I will be telling you about a few very interesting Premer Golpo of mine.
All yours.
Yeah, you should be because I'm sure it's gonna be super fun. So, well, we all know that life is nothing without love, and প্রেম দিয়েই সবকিছু শুরু জীবনে, be it a mother and son or daughter or a father and his daughter or a boyfriend, girlfriend, বোন, ভাই, life is nothing without love. But it doesn't mean that it always has to be, love in the form of a relationship or husband, wife or girlfriend, boyfriend. Love can have many forms or a relationship can have many forms. এখন আমি শুরু করব with a very sweet but interesting story of mine, and guess where the story happened.
Where?
You take a guess.
Is it here or abroad? Give me a cue.
No. Well, it's in a beautiful city, Turkey.
Oh.
Yeah, so
lovely.
শুনেই কিরকম romantic মনে হচ্ছে, তাই না? So, yeah, no expectation. It was my first time over there, me as a tourist myself. And, I wouldn't really call this a love story, but what I would call this was a very brief but special and different encounter. So আমি ঘুরতে গেছিলাম to attend a friend's marriage over there, and then one day while I was heading out for dinner, তখন while going down I stumbled upon this man. We just like exchanged a brief smile between each other. তারপর he had to go and আমাকেও যেতে হতো. That's it. So I left. পরের দিন সকালে, interestingly, stumbling upon each other in the fruit section, him being in a nice black suit. Then he was like, can he join me for breakfast? I was like, of course, why not? It was the first time for me, like for the shy person that I am otherwise. So yeah, and then like a small chat turned into a long encounter actually, over breakfast. Having spoken about a lot of things from life to about each other, it was quite a meaningful conversation. সবসময় এটাই না যে অনেক ঘন্টা কথা বললেই বা অনেক দিন কাউকে জানলে যেটা জানা যায় না, মাঝে মাঝে একটা ছোট্ট কনভারসেশন it kind of ticks off. তো সেটাই আমাদেরও ছিল. We spoke quite a lot, and একটা হয়ে যায়, sometimes when it ticks off with a person or when you like talking to a person, and but tarpore shedin I had to head back to India.
Oh, no.
And he also had some work, so we couldn't really make plans of seeing each other again. So tarpore I had to leave, amar jawar time chilo, but I don't know why, and all of a sudden I had this small, it's so strange for a person who I just met for the first time. I don't even like এরম না যে আমার বন্ধু বা কিছু. And আমার ফ্লাইটেও বেশি টাইম ছিল না, মানে আমারও গাছ আছে. So I was like should I call him once ki where is he, etc etc, একবার জিজ্ঞেস করি. But then যতই guts থাকুক, life isn't about your guts all the time. My flight was nearby, so I had to go. So I was like, ঠিক আছে. And I wouldn't say there was anything এমনও কিছু না, of course he's not my boyfriend or anything, but একটা I was like feeling some kind of an like restlessness in my heart ki okay, this didn't happen. Anyway, so I was going back. Suddenly his call came, And then he was like, he was going to the airport as well that time. I was like, oh wow,
Sounds
okay.
like a perfect movie
Yeah,
scene.
I know. I was like, interesting. I was like, okay, please come here. And then we met at the airport. And there was like just before my flight, কিছু এক ঘন্টা আধ ঘন্টা আগে, and then we sat for my favorite coffee over there, the little time we had, but it was like একটু টাইমটাকেও কিভাবে meaningful করা যেত. And then again, we got to know each other more in detail, and it was এমন একটা time তো চলে গেছিল where I was going to almost get very late for my flight. That itself speaks, ki that we had fun with each other and liked each other's company. And this was, such a short but sweet story. But sometimes, uh, just, just going with the flow. Like, তখন যদি আমি ভাবতাম যে না এটা কি অচেনা কারোর সাথে বা এখন যাই etc etc, if I thought so much, it wouldn't have happened. But at the end, we had to bid each other goodbye, and not knowing that when would we again see each other, but wanting to stay in touch with each other. But sometimes, just go with the moment, and you never know that what life is going to land you into, or this, it might just give you the sweetest of moments ever. Because this is one such and I know he's just a call away now, but this is one that interesting story which doesn't always have to be a relationship or anything, that I'll carry with myself forever. And yeah, you just sometimes just enjoy karne ka.
But what a beautiful encounter with a stranger.
Yeah, I know, right?
This makes me remember a song. Do you want to hear it?
Of course.
One by June Baez.
Okay.
How long since I've spent a whole night in a twin bed with a stranger, his warm arms all around me. How long since I've gazed into dark eyes that melted my soul down to a place where it longs to be. All of your history has little to do with your face. You're mainly a mystery with violins filling in space.
আচ্ছা, এবার শোনাবো সামথিং I mean এটা something funny and something more relatable maybe to the youth of this generation. And yeah, so this also happened overseas in one of my favorite cities, that is New York. Yeah, and it was during winter, শীতের মধ্যে. And guess what, when? In the pandemic, in the beautiful time of the pandemic. No, this was the first or second pandemic. I had gone to visit my family over there, and it was freezing cold. And when you're away from home in a different city, in a pandemic, locked up in a house for months, and you're like একটা পয়েন্টের পর একটা saturation point, of course চলে আসে, তখন তারপরে it was like and become so mundane. But then again, in one of my other favorite places, that is at the gym when I was working out, nice. And funnily, one day I came across one Indian guy. He had also been there to visit his family over there. And then he just started speaking to me. Of course, সুন্দর মেয়ে দেখে তো বলবেই, তো যাই হোক. And I also like, ঠিক আছে চলো, let's see what he has to offer, since I have nothing much to do here. So I went along, and yeah, and then we decided to catch up over coffee one day. So yeah, শীতের মধ্যে and him remembering to get my my favorite coffee, impressive. Yeah, and then Thandar offering to hold my hand, which was again anyway. So yeah, then we had a nice time with each other. And what I liked most about him was that he was very upfront and very frank about things, which is a nice thing to find in sometimes whenever you meet somebody for the first time. At least he was not pretending about anything. So হ্যাঁ, এটা like সব সময় যে, and I was single, he was also I think single, so why not have a good time together when you're away from home. So we had fun with each other, and interestingly, our friendship, it went on till the bathroom in the club. And you know what I can say. So yeah, but এই সব তো হয় when you're young. And much of the life of Hawaii, Avijit, nobody's a saint over here. So, yeah, and till the point when his friends over there, or or some like people, guys over there, Jara neighborhood people, they kind of were almost there and found out about us. And that was like very weird and awkward for me. I was like, "Yeah, okay, what to do next?" So, yeah, and it was, it was, and the buy part was like a little unplanned. And of course, that time I was like, I have to leave. The Indian girl inside me telling me, "Ki, please leave." So I did, but what I liked about this is, ki we don't really get time to talk because he's busy, I'm busy, and he still tells me to visit him there. But and it may be a very silly and trivial thing for other people, but I'll tell you what, this is one of the most relatable things. If you talk to the youth of this generation, I can give it to you in writing. And even if it's stupid, or even if it's small, at least when I look back, it makes me smile.
Which is nice.
Yeah, which is the main thing.
So New York, right?
Yes.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty. Yes, you do. Times Square can't shine as bright as you. I swear it's true. Hey there, Delilah, don't you worry about the distance. I'm right there if you get lonely. Give this song another listen. Close your eyes. Listen to my voice in my disguise. I'm by your side. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me.
Well, Annie, now I'm going to tell you about Onek to Hashi Moja Holo. But now I'm going to be telling you about one of a very serious relationship of my life. Serious in the sense, like it was just sometimes you get the best of the things when you least expect it, or when you're least prepared for it. And I was like more like literally a child that time. And so it's a very a very special story close to my heart. It's when I had just started working. I had just started modeling and I was in college. তো একদম নতুন ছিলাম তখন, সবে সবে মডেলিং করা শুরু করেছিলাম. So it was, it started off with somebody who was also from the same profession of mine. And he spotted me at one show where I was working. And of course, কাজের মাধ্যম দিয়ে শুরু, তো of course, like it's a very different thing যে কাজ পছন্দ করা, and otherwise dating someone is very different. But from there, and when I didn't really expect it. I was completely new, completely raw. And I was, of course, just starting the runway with my own self, with no expectation, not knowing where who is. So, yeah, but it was like, so anyway, ওখান থেকে started a journey of something that I always remember in my head wherever I am now. Bhalo hocche, kharap hocche, I always remember his words. This started off with a journey of, I don't know what to call it exactly, relationship or girlfriend, boyfriend kina, but in him, what I can say is I found a really, really strong friend, a guide, a confidant, and, like a gem of a person, more so ever. Like, especially amader profession, where everything, or even not profession, or even in our lives, where everything is so fast paced these days. It's really hard when you start working or are in a profession you never thought you would be, different industry, to find a friend or a confidant who eventually becomes like your own family. It's very hard to be your real self with somebody. And if you find that, I think it's a rare thing. And it's something that you should hold close to your life forever. And it always like an achievement, ki I found this person. So মানে যে কোনো ছোট জিনিস বড় জিনিস whenever I needed him আমার না বলাতেও he was there for me. And when I look back, you know what, this can be justified by the incidents of him holding my chappals and walking when it was down in the water in a shoot. So মানে how much more can it be, right? So I really consider myself lucky for that period. But like I said, all of this sometimes happens to you when you're not prepared for it, or you don't see it coming. So, and like I said, I was a child that time, and time has passed by, and I always feel that I couldn't really do justice to that relationship because I wasn't prepared for it. And when both the parties are not prepared for it, it doesn't work out eventually. But I wouldn't say that, it's been one of the most special journeys of my life, one of the most special relationships of my life. And not every relationship in your life comes to, either make you have fun or, like for a specific purpose. This one was the one where, which became like my second family. And, maje maje koita relationship hai, you don't really need a lot of words to explain them, or you don't have a lot of words to explain them. And yeah, this is something that I'll always carry with the rest of my life. And the last thing that he had told me, which I still remember, is ki সব সময় ভালো থেকো, and কিছু লাগলে আমি আছি. And that itself is a very like, it's a very different kind of a thing for me. And some stories just come into your life to change you for the better.
I was June and you were my Johnny Cash. Never one without the other. We made a pact. Sometimes when I miss you, I put those records on. Whoa. Someone said you had your tattoo removed. Saw you downtown singing the blues. It's time to face the music. I'm no longer your muse. In another life, I will be your girl. We keep all our promises, be us against the world. In another life, I will make you stay, so I don't have to say you were the one that got away, the one that got away.
Well, now, Annie, I think it's time that now I tell you about the one that actually, about the nice one, or the maybe the little happy one. I'm not saying the other ones are not happy, but then, love is love when it actually happens to you. So এখন আমি বলবো about the one that you never really see it coming, and it walks into your life like a breeze. Again, when you don't really expect it to. You don't expect even that person that you never thought that this is the person I'll fall in love with or something. You think of someone else, but someone else happens, right? So this is that story. And যখন হয়, you just can't stop yourself from, like, falling for it. I think এটা সবার সাথেই লাইফে একবার না একবার তো হয়, for sure. So এটাও হয়েছিল, what, I think in the time of the pandemic. I don't know what pandemic and my life has got to do with it. I think it loves me, or so scary. But yeah. And also in the time of the pandemic, it was also through work only, কাজের মাধ্যমেই হয়েছিল, from someone again in my profession. But so since কাজের মাধ্যমে হয়েছিল, so it was actually more like, through work and about work. But then, like, it developed more into a friendship. And then friendship theke, it went ahead and ahead. And like you said, sometimes it's like a breeze, like fat kore hoye jay. And that's what was the thing which I vividly remember the most. And this is the one that, it kind of really has an impact on you. It changes you for, I don't know, the better or worse or whatever. And this is something that happened with me. It made a huge impact on me and my life, to the point where, till my family came to know about him. And yeah, and it's been a while now, and it's been a roller coaster of a ride with lots of ups and downs, like any normal relationship, of course, with, with a lot of attachments, jhagra, jhati, kanna, kati, all of that. But it's also, been one of the most beautiful or interesting journeys of my life till now, because it has given me a lot of things to remember always. And one thing that this relationship or he has taught me the most till now is to, is to be honest. And it has made me a better person, of course. And, always also pushed me to do better in whatever I want to do. And that is what, a true relationship is about. It pushes you to be your best. And yeah, it's been a very interesting one, because, like, of course, like family jana mane, it's different. And I don't know কি আপাতত আছে ফিউচারে থাকবে কিনা জানি না, বিকজ বেশি ঝগড়া ঝাঁটি কান্নাকাটি দ্যাট স্কেরি, আমি তো বলবো মানে, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but one day, if I had to, write a book on all these adventures of my life, I think it would be a really, really fat one. But this is one chapter that I would never forget.
আজ চালাক আমি কাল বোকা মহৎ প্রেমিক